Hey kids and fun tube land. Last year I was out at the gun shop and boom, they had themselves a brand new VZ58 straight from Czechoslovakia in this gorgeous gray color, and I said, well, I believe I shall take this. And they said, certainly, just give us your money. And I said,
shut up and take my money.
Immediately what I decided to do is turn this gun into something that's kind of a little bit more usable. So I'm going to go through a couple of things here that I've done to fix up the gun, and then we're going to go through actually installing a couple of cool things that I got from Bonesteel Arms, and we're going to see how that goes, because I don't see any other videos for doing this on the internet. So you can watch and learn from my mistakes. So for starters, I've got it all stripped down. First off, I've removed the top cover, which is very easy to do. It's got this nice captive pin. That thing's great. I took off the bottom thing here, and oh, this was a nightmare. On the bottom, there is a pin that comes in this hole right here and holds in this the lower handguard. And getting this pin out is the most diabolical, evil thing ever. Now, I've been told that it's easiest to punch it out this side and have it come out this side, but I can't imagine that it would be any harder doing it the other way around, because it was so hard. You can't tap it out and then eventually it comes out. I mean, you have to like seriously whack it really hard. But anyway, I got it off. Good job for me. I've got a Fab Defense grip here. This grip is very nice. It's got a thing in the bottom for batteries and whatnot. The other kind of major thing that I've done here is I've got this adapter on the back end. And now the original VZ58 has kind of the stock kind of comes down a little bit, so that at this slight angle here, so you can get behind the sights a lot easier. Well, I thought, well, you know, I think it would be nicer if we could have a straight stock, because I'm going to put an optic on here, so I don't need to get down below the sights. So I've got this adapter that fits onto the back, and then you can put on your whatever AR buffer tube on here. So it's just an empty buffer tube, and then a Hogue adjustable stock here that I found that was cheap, and it was tan. Tan is my thing that I'm going with. One of the sacrifices I knew I was going to have to make in buying this rifle and then kind of fixing it up a bit was that I knew that the amount of accessories that you could find online would be small. You were limited. And how limited, I didn't know until I tried to buy some some stuff, and I'll get into that in a bit. But the other nice thing about getting this straight from Checkpoint is these two screws here are already tapped. So if you want to mount the side plate for the optic, they're already screwed in here from Checkpoint. I maybe should have gone that route, but I didn't. And we're going to do this other thing instead, and that's just how it's going to be. I did put this aperture sight on the back here. I hate those notch sights. Exactly the same on my SKS, same on an AK-47. I hate those things. So hopefully these Mojo sights here will work a lot better. So when I decided to get some rails on my gun so I can put some stuff on it, I picked up a set of these FAB grips. So what you're supposed to do here is bend out one of these legs here that's holding the plastic part onto this piece, and then replace the black part here with this tan part. And I thought that was great until I noticed that when this top handguard is affixed to the gun, it's wiggly. You can't put an optic on here. It wiggles. So I knew then that these Fab parts were not for me. I'm sure they're totally fine, and as long as you're not going to put an optic up there, these are totally fine. So I went with the next best thing. So everyone in the community, and even the guy at the gun shop who also had a VZ58, told me where to go to get the really good stuff. And the good stuff was Bonesteel Arms. So the first thing I purchased from Bonesteel Arms was this compensator. It's really nice. It's got 2 huge holes on the side and then 6 smaller holes along the top. It screws right onto the threads that are on the VZ58 to start off with. It's got a little index notch here for the plunger. Fits on there, makes the gun look really mean. I haven't fired it yet, but we'll see how that goes. I'll make a video, using it and not using it. But this is very nice. It's very heavy. The other thing I purchased was an upper and lower handguard. Now the thing is that I ordered this back in August of 2020. It is now June of 2021, and they finally arrived. So that was it was kind of a major delay caused by the unspecified virus of unspecified origin, which I'm experiencing in my own place of work. So I'm sure some of you are experiencing similar delays, but not 10 months delay. This was unbelievable, but they finally got it to me, and I'm extremely happy to try it out, and I will show you here what I got with it. So of course, for starters, we have the instructions, which I have read. I'm going to read them again because they seem a little bit scary. So the lower handguard here should be no problem. It's very nice. It's very light. Of course, it's machined aluminum, and it's also anodized. And I got it, and I thought, wow, this looks really small. But of course, the original handguard is pretty small to start off with. And these weigh about the same. This is plastic. This is aluminum. The aluminum handguard is just a tiny bit heavier. But I can tell you that this upper handguard, because it's made out of steel, is actually pretty hefty. And the upper handguard here, which I also received, is way lighter. So overall, on the black plastic handguards, we're going to be saving some weight, and so then we can hang a whole bunch of other crap on. And then we also got a roll pin to replace this evil diabolical pin that I didn't ever want to have to put back in the gun anyway. We got a we got this little tube of very scary super ultra mega glue, and then Allen wrench. And the other thing we got, which I was a little surprised with, was we got some little covers to go on your Picatinny rail here, which was kind of cool. I didn't know that I was going to get those, and I'll probably replace them with some tan colored ones later anyway, but that's a nice little bonus. Thank you, Chris Bonesteel. Okay, so let me walk you through what we got here with this lower handguard first. So this all aluminum, but this part right here is actually machined plastic, and it's gonna go in. It doesn't quite fit in the gun as it is. I think I might have to shave a little bit of the material off here, and it's gonna deform a little bit when I pound it in there. So it should have a nice tight fit, but this part I'm not worried about. We'll get to it later. This part I am worried about. So for some bizarro reason, which I can't figure out, this pin is really, really stiff. And I can't put it in the gun without having to pound on one side of it to get it to go in. And actually, when I do that, once this pin is in the gun, the whole thing is held in there so tightly, I probably don't need to tighten it down with these set screws, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But I'm going to do it anyway. I thought it was this pin, so I took out the pin, the original check pin, and I tried it. It does the same thing. I don't know what the deal is, but it's fine. So let's take a look at how this is supposed to work. So we got a little skull thingamajig right here on the surface, and then we've got 2 set screws on the front, one here, and then we've also got 2 set screws in the back, one back here and one back here. Okay, so the first step is to back the set screws out until we can see threads coming out on one side. So I'm just gonna make sure these are backed out a bit. Okay, step 2 completed. The first step, of course, was to remove the original handguard. Step 3, install the handguard as you normally would. Okay. Put it in about that far. That's good. And this thing now is so tight. It doesn't move or wiggle at all. Oh wait, it wiggles a little bit up here. Okay, good. So, step 3 completed. Here comes the tricky part. Tighten both front set screws good and snug, one at a time. Okay, so we will do this. Okay, good and snug. Let's give it a little bit extra, not much, just gonna snug. Okay, do the other one. And then just a little extra. There we go. Okay, I've tightened them in, made a little indentation on the gas block. Now I will back them out. Next part is to retighten them until they just touch. So we will just go, there they are, they're touching right there. I'm not tightening it at all. This one goes in, right there, it's touching. I'm not tightening. Okay, now we're going to remove the right one and put in the Super Ultra Mega Glue. And and there's a separate column just for how to use the Super Ultra Mega Glue, which is called Rock Set. Be careful, this stuff can be messy. It is recommended you work over a disposable rag and have a wet with water rag. Wet with what? Am I gonna have a wet with urine rag around it? What the heck? Here's what I've done. I've got some plastic bags here laying down underneath the gun. I've got Pringles lid wrapped in aluminum foil. I'm going to put the glue into the aluminum foil. I'm going to use this little pin to coat the screws once I get them out and then immediately reinstall them. And I've got a rag soaked in something that's not urine here ready to go in case I need to wipe something down. So we're going to remove the right front set screw, put a little bit of glue onto the set screw, not into the hole, but on the threads, and then install it, and then tighten it 1/8 of a turn. Okay, let's see if we can make this work. So this glue appears a little cloudy. It's got some clear bits and some cloudy bits, so I'm just mixing it up here to make sure that it's all properly whatever color it's supposed to be. I don't know. Scissors are terrible. Okay. Whoa, Nelly. Coming out of there fast. Kind of gloopy. Yeah, I can see how this would be very sticky. Okay, that's plenty. Let me wipe this gunk off my finger. They already got on me. Good gravy. Okay, here we go. Removing right set screw. Okay, here we are. I'm gonna grab my pin. I'm just gonna put a tiny little bit. Tiny little bit on some of these threads. Oh yeah, that's a tiny bit, and I bet that's gonna be enough. Let me just put a itty bit more right there. Okay. Okay. Immediately reinstall. What I'm doing. And then once we feel it touch, we're going to tighten it 1/8 of a turn. So let me get it in here. And then I'm going to tighten it 1/8 of a turn. There we are. I got a little bit of glue come out the top here. Wipe that off. Okay. We did it, team. We're awesome. Okay. Second screw, installation, commencing. Okay, this is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. These instructions really freaked me out. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Looks like plenty, and in we go. Okay, so there it's touching. Tighten it 1/8 of a turn. Not that far. There we go. Wow. Wipe off this little bit right here. Whew. Okay. Front part is now done. Now we have to do the back part. Promise I will not use any of the proper tools for doing any of this. Okay, now it says that if there's any lateral movement of the rear, once this pin is in, and this pin is in so tight, then what you're going to do is tighten in one side, make a divot, pull it back out, put glue in, put it back in, and then remove the other screw. You only need to screw on one side. This is actually pretty solid. Maybe once I take it out and shoot it a bit, I might find that it starts moving or loosening up a little bit. In that case, I'll do that with these other two screws, but as for right now, it's very solid. It's not going anywhere. So actually, I'm just going to put these two screws back in a little bit. I'm not going to tighten them in or anything. I just want them not sticking out from the... And that's basically, I think, going to be it. Now it says to leave it installed and dry for 12 hours. No problem. Now this should be able to now be installed and reinstalled whenever we want to. Of course, to get this pin back out, I need a punch pin because it's in there so tight for whatever bizarro reason. But that should just come off on and off as per normal. So I'm not too worried about it. Okay, let's work on the lower handguard. So this part is going to be not too bad, I don't think. So this comes in, fits in here real easy. Oops, and this goes in to about here. However, I am noticing that once I get this completely installed, I'm not going to be able to slide things onto this bottom rail here. And I have a handguard that I want to use. So I'm going to put the handguard on first. I got this Magpul handguard here. Okay, let's give this a little knock and see how it goes. Hey, pretty good, actually. Hey, that was pretty easy. Okay, so we want to make sure that it's actually in for reals. You can see that it's fully mated here in the corners. That's what we want to see. And yeah, I got shavings of plastic stuff coming out here. I can clean that up a little bit later. And now we will put the roll pin in, and that's going to keep that in there. Okay. This is a serious roll pin. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can't get this roll pin to fit in here for whatever reason. Maybe it's the wrong size roll pin. Maybe I'm just a weakling. But I'm gonna, against my own better judgment, I'm gonna try and put this original pin back in. Oh. So give me an hour or two. I'll get back to you. Okay, amazingly, it's much easier to go in than it is to get it out, which was unbelievable. Okie dokie, we're good to go. Let's put this bad boy back together and see what it looks like. We got it going here. From the front, we've got our nice VZ58 style compensator. Could put a can on that, that'd be kind of cool. It'd be kind of cool to get one of those bipods that go onto the bayonet lug here too, that'd be cool. But front handguard, top handguard, I've got a hollow sun that I'm gonna throw on the top of this here. Looks like this, it's gonna sit right there. It's gonna be cool. Probably. I don't know. We'll find out. It looks good, and man, this handguard right here feels great. Feels so good. So I'll maybe let this dry a little bit and then take it out into the sunshine, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. And it's tomorrow! So here it is, completed. So I might put a flashlight here on the side at some point, but other than that, it's all done and it's pretty much ready to go. And I'm really excited about it. So I can tell you that this front hand grip feels great. I do wish, I mean, this gun is designed for short people, apparently. So I would like it if maybe this front hand grip were out just a little bit more. I think that would feel good. Being able to pull the buttstock out to a bit further than the normal buttstock would go is definitely helpful. But yeah, I'm really liking this. So the optic I've got on here is a Holosun HS503CU. So I got this one for a specific reason. Number one, shake awake. Number two, it's got a circle and it's got a dot. And you can turn the circle on if you just want the dot. And the one thing I was a little worried about with this was mounting it up so far forward. I thought that my eye box back here was going to be very, very small. But actually, when you pull the gun up to you, the circle is taking up a lot more of the real estate than it would be if it was up this close to your face, but it's still, I can move my head around quite a lot and still see it. You should be able to see the reticle here. You can't see it as kind of taking up a lot of the room in the box, but it's not that bad. It's not like this 65 MOA circle is sitting right around the edge of the cylinder, so it's not that bad. So I think that's good. The Mojo sights, the iron sights, you do have to squish your face down into the stock pretty hard to be able to get behind it because of the straight stock, but I'll survive. So I knew that purchasing this gun was going to cause issues with the quantity and the quality of accessories I could purchase for it. But I said, okay, I'm going to do it anyway. I didn't know at the time that it was going to happen and that I was going to have a 10-month delay on some of these parts. And I don't mean to diminish Chris Bonesteel and his work, because these things are fantastic. And honestly, I'm sure that this was mainly just because it was the VZ58 parts. I'm sure his AK parts he's got churning out way faster than this. But yeah, if his AK parts are anything like this, I would definitely recommend you get some. They're really nice, they're really high quality. And I'm glad that I waited to get these parts onto my gun. So I'm happy about that. In the future, get some shooting videos done. I'll talk a little bit more about why this gun is really a lefty's gun. So I'm just excited to get it out and give it a try. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys, for coming and checking this out. I'll put a link to everything in the description below. Thanks a lot. Stay safe. Have fun, kids.